everybody. Welcome to the YouTube Lead Gen Show, hosted by Christina Smallhorn and myself, Malcolm Lawson. Christina and I have generated, what have we generated? Millions of views, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions from leads we generated from our real estate YouTube channels. We may even be up to millions of dollars in commissions by this point. We've been doing this for so long. And on this show, we mastermind about using YouTube in our real estate businesses. Christina, how the heck are you today?
I'm so good. I can't stand myself. I say that all the time. I'm good.
Let's address the elephant in the room before we get started here.
I have an elephant?
You have an elephant. You've got a huge elephant in that room with you.
What is it?
Your hair. Can we take?
Your hair. I love it. Yep. I know some people don't like it, but guess what? I don't care if you like it or not.
I like it. Look, with global warming and everything, you got to go shorter, right? You got to keep yourself, protect yourself from the heat in the summertime.
Yeah, and see, it's like a mullet. That's what I was saying earlier. It's like a mullet. It's like a party on one side, and then business on the other. So I can just flip it over, and nobody has to know.
Right. Yeah, you're talking to a corporation. Just kind of keep this side of your face to the camera.
Yeah, just keep doing this. And
then in this group, keep this side of the face.
I did a whole video and I didn't even show the other side of my hair until the very, very end. I did a 25-minute video. It was so long. And I was so done with it. I was like, okay, a 25-minute video is going out to the world. I'm like, whatever. Sometimes you just are done with videos.
And how did it do it? 25 minutes? Did it do
I don't know. It didn't do terrible. I mean, I got 50% retention, which is pretty funny to me.
For 25 minutes. Wow. So yeah, that's like a 12-minute watch time.
It went out yesterday. It's at 10,000 views.
Yeah. Okay. That's super solid. I've got some like 25, 30-minute long videos that do well on my outdoor channel. So they can do all right. They're a beast to edit though. Something like that. I mean, that's like twice as long to edit that video.
Well, see what it was the top 10 most affordable places to live in the United States, according to realtor.com. So I was like, let's look at these houses, are they really pieces of junk? I mean, let's just take a look at them. So I just went on the internet, did a screen recording and recorded me looking at houses and made my own commentary along the way. So each one of them I edited separately. Like I did a clip here and then I did a clip here and then I did a clip here. And then I added all those clips together. But that was over 3 days. And I was like, I thought I was going to be done really quickly, but that ended up being a beast to edit, right? Because each one of them ended up being like a 15-minute clip that I had to edit down,
Mm-hmm.
So by the time it was like Tuesday, it was like Monday at 1:00 in the morning. I'm like, I'm tired and I still have 3 more towns to do. I'm not getting this out tomorrow. So we went out yesterday and normally I get it out on Tuesday, but I was like, okay, I'm going to get it out 8:45 on Wednesday and call it a day. And so I did it.
So it's almost like a React video. What's really cool is that Mr. Beast started a React channel and that's all he does. Like other people kind of like curate the stuff and he just sits there and just kind of films his reaction to like crazy YouTube videos. And that channel seems to be doing pretty good for him as well.
He has like 8 channels. He has like so many channels. He has a gaming channel. He has a React channel. He has so many channels. The dude is like, he's a beast. He is a beast.
Did you see his interview with Joe Rogan on his podcast?
I have a visceral reaction when it comes to Joe Rogan. I used to like the dude and he has done some weird stuff like ever since he went over Spotify. Like right when he started, I'm like, this doesn't feel the same, So I quit watching him right when he went over to Spotify, and then all the other stuff came out later. I was like, oh, sell out. He's a sellout, man.
It's kind of a pain in the neck to watch him now anyway. And you got to download the Spotify app and the damn thing doesn't work half the time for me anyway. But I watched some clips of him on there, of Mr. Beast. And yeah, Mr. Beast representing, he's crushing it right now on YouTube. I love it.
He's one of those ones that can take over the world. I mean, he's like one of those people. He knows what he's doing. He's smart. He's a smart little guy. Little.
So I mean,
he's
people
like 6'8". He's so tall. Did you know that? He's like a wicked tall dude.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like 6'2", 6'3".
Okay.
He's a tall dude. Oh, he's like right at your eye level then.
Yeah, I'm 6'2". So that's
For me,
average,
he's a big guy.
right? That's
That's
average.
not average size. 6'2". Is that average?
No, no, probably like 5'10" is probably average.
That's what I thought. 5'10".
All right, so I found something that I want to share with everybody here, which I thought was pretty cool, and I think it's our very first live stream that you and I did together in this group. And what's funny is like we couldn't even tell if we were actually live or not for the first like minute of this video. So let me show you. So January 2020. So we're now in March 2022. So over 2 years we've been doing this. Let me just play the first like 10 seconds of this while we're trying to figure out if we're live or not.
Uh-oh. You're live.
We're live. So are we in the group right now?
Oh, let's take a look. We should be live. Let me pull up my own phone. Make sure your ringer's off too, because that is so loud in these things. So.
Hey, there we are.
Oh, we are live. See, told you.
Took 20 seconds. 20 seconds for us to realize if we're even live or not. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
It was cool. And here's one of those things that I wanted to kind of touch about that, because people get hung up on, I don't know what I'm doing. And like, I've never tried that before. And I don't know that program. And I don't have that equipment. And like, honest to God, and this is the God honest truth, everything that I've ever learned, I learned by just going, push the button, let's try it, And then that's how I figured it all out. Did I get it wrong at first? Sure. Did I care? Not really, because I'm like, it's just the first time I tried this. This is the first time I did it. You shouldn't get hung up on trying to make it perfect from the get-go. Nobody should. So nobody should get hung up on equipment that you have. I mean, the camera I'm using right now, because my good camera broke. Well, not broke, but it needed to be cleaned. And this is what I normally use for live streaming. Now I'm just using a little webcam. Is it terrible? Absolutely not. It's good enough. It was like $150 webcam. Who cares?
Yeah. Like analysis paralysis is a very real thing. Like I have people that reach out to me. I've had people that take my course, my YouTube course, and they get all this gear. I talk to them. They're all ready. And they never make a single YouTube video. And it's so frustrating. Like, just start. Stop asking me all these technical questions. Just get on there and start. Do something. And like, momentum is a real thing. And sometimes you just got to take that first step and just start getting that momentum and staying consistently. And like that consistency and the context is the most important thing. Far more important than gear or the software or any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm with you. My approach to life is I don't really plan anything out. I just kind of jump into stuff head first. And I feel like when you do that, that's the best way to learn. That's how you really start figuring stuff out. And that's a great example. Like we literally just, all right, here's some free software. Let's try doing a live stream and figure it out. And here we are 2 years later. We're still, somewhat consistently doing this live stream. Building this great big group. We're almost up. We're getting close to 10,000 members of our Facebook group, which is pretty wild.
I know, and it's all word of mouth. We never have advertised this group at all. I mean, I've been on Clubhouse, and I said if you want help, you're more than welcome. But it's not like we haven't put out any Facebook ads or anything like that. It was just a group of people. But oh my gosh, Malcolm, can we talk about like what's up with the spammers recently? Holy cow. We've had so many recently. Look, if you're watching this and you're planning on selling caricatures or you're trying to promote your course, get out. We don't want you. This is not a place for spam. Stop it. My gosh. It's been awful.
I don't know why we're getting so many spammers in here recently, but thank God we got a couple of admins in this group that are really kind of helping us filter out all that nonsense and keep that nonsense out. See, Jeremy Gordon says, I keep reporting the spammers to you all. Yeah, there's a little like report spam button on that you can post on comments, or if you just tag one of us in the comments and say like spam, we'll make sure to boot those people out and block them from the group.
Somebody put something that was like something crazy, and then they wrote underneath that, "This isn't gonna look good for you. Hey, buddy, you may want to remove this first because they're gonna block you." And then I was like, "Bye. You've been warned 3 times by 3 different people. You're gone," you know?
Too
And then,
late.
like, that's and here's another thing too. If you come into this group and ask for help with something and you put your link on there, you put your video on there, whatever it is, and then disappear off the face of the earth. Like all these people are giving you all this advice and it sits there for 3 days and you never respond. That means that you weren't really wanting the advice. Like you just wanted people to watch your video or whatever it was. I'm going to start being a little bit firmer about that. If you don't answer within 48 hours, I'm removing your post because you didn't want the feedback and I don't want to junk it up with a bunch of links, just for like if you're there just to tell us for us to tell you that you're wonderful, that isn't going to happen, like you ask for feedback, we're going to give it to you. And if you're not there to receive that feedback after 48 hours, then you didn't really want it in the first place.
Yeah, some people that come in here are just making like fake comments just to try to get engagement, and then they're sending people messages and stuff. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's a full-time job, I tell you, man. Policing this group, keeping those spammers out of there. But
I love the questions. The ones that they're like, if you had all the time in the world to make videos, what kind of videos would you make? And then like all these people start answering. Then all of a sudden I get messages. They're like, hey, this dude's like messaging me. I'm like, all right, he's out.
you're out of here. See ya.
Okay, you're gone.
So I got a question for you. I want to get your take on this. So I was talking to some agents maybe a week ago about YouTube Shorts, and I was telling them like, for the most part, the best practice in the industry right now is to really have 2 different channels, your long form content and then a shorts channel where you only upload shorts. And then I was also talking to them about listing videos, and I was kind of like, yeah, again, like I see people making all this great educational content and they get thousands of views on it. Then they put a listing video in that channel and it gets like 50 views and they lose subscribers. And I really think that listing videos should be on a separate channel as well from your educational content. And I'm kind of reluctant to give this advice because what this really means then is that the best practice is to have like an educational channel, a shorts channel, and a listing video channel. And I kind of hate giving that advice, but I can't really, it does seem like best practices. Like, what do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I with my own channel when I, like when I was listing all the time, I would have videos that would go out to my sphere that were unlisted. They were not like you couldn't see them on my channel. I had them on, they weren't in a playlist anywhere, where I could share that link out to everybody else. So it didn't really affect the channel because unlisted videos and unlisted video views have nothing to do with the analytics in your YouTube studio. Then I realized, like some of the videos that I made were kind of fun, like maybe other people would want to watch them. So then I had a listing channel, like just full of my listings. But I mean, like that, it has nothing to do with your educational content. You're going to ruin your analytics because it has nothing to do with it. And it's been said time and time again with people that are much smarter than Malcolm and I, that doing shorts on your channel is like channel suicide, basically, because you have 2 different types of audiences that subscribe to channels, right? The people that came there for your long form content see that 37-second video or 45-second video and they're like, what the hell was that? That felt like a commercial, and they get annoyed and they will unsubscribe. And then all of a sudden, slowly but surely, you're like, my channel's dying. You even showed me one. You even showed me a channel. It killed so, like, I've seen it so many times. It kills channels because it's 2 different audiences, and you ended up like not making anything, like it's not worth the views, in my opinion. So you can go make a shorts channel, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and make a shorts channel. But I don't think your listings, your shorts, and your education need to be on one channel. It's 3 totally separate audiences that have nothing to do with one another.
Yeah, I think that's the same. I'm in the same boat. Like I can't think of any other way. Like I really do think that's kind of best practices for our business to have 3 separate channels. And I'm kind of reluctant because we always say like if you have too many channels, like none of them really grow too well. So I'd say
if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, you can make all 3 of those work.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I would say, so there's another model that I've seen work for people where they do listing videos. And I've seen some really like crappy listing videos, literally just on their phones walking through a property. And then they run them as YouTube ads. And it seems to work, right? They're building channels like that. And that's not the healthiest way to build a channel. But I think it's okay if you're trying to get leads and trying to get business. And so that's kind of what I think people should do, is have a completely separate channel just for listings. You could try that model out on that channel.
Ask how many people in our group that have done YouTube ads and had success with them getting leads. Ask how many, like everybody that I ever talked behind closed doors, they're like, yeah, this coach told me to do YouTube ads. And, I think it really screwed up my channel. Yeah, it freaking screwed up your channel. It screwed up the views on that particular video. And that's, they don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
We should not be doing ads unless you are proficient at making ads. You shouldn't just haphazardly making ads on YouTube, and you have to know who it is that's making your ad. And you have to see their success story, right? The only person I know that successfully can do ads and do them well is a real estate agent called Joe Eves. He does a lot of like Instagram ads and stuff like that. He has the best ads I've ever seen. I'm like, hands down, he could do ads. He's the only one I know of that can do them and do them right.
You know what's really weird? I was actually dreaming about one of his videos literally last night. That video that he has where he hits the golf ball and the golf ball flies right at the camera.
Yes.
I don't know why I was dreaming about that last night, which is pretty funny. But yeah, to your point, like on your main channel, your educational channel, don't run ads. It can absolutely hurt your channel. And so let me show you that guy's channel we were talking about who was doing shorts, and it's a really interesting case study where he had one short do really, really well, and it kind of screwed up his channel in a way. So Nate Fain, 130,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, which is awesome. And he's primarily doing shorts right now on this channel. So yeah, he's doing what we're saying, do a shorts channel. But what's really interesting
there
is almost all the subscribers really came from one video. They got 33 million views, shorts video. And I'm guessing that's where the majority of those subscribers came from. But what's interesting is like this one is very like,
he's on TikTok. I know that dude. He's on TikTok too. Yeah. Okay. He's on TikTok too. Hold on. Yeah, I've seen this video on TikTok. I'm gonna look him up. Yeah. I bet he's doing much better on TikTok, to tell you the truth.
Probably this one did really good on TikTok. But so what's interesting, like this one is very like family focused. It's like a skit with him and his son. It's not really about mortgages all that much until the very end, and it blew up. And then all his other content is much more mortgage focused. And so like if you would have that on your main channel and you gained 130,000 subscribers on your main channel from one like funny skit video, it's a completely different value proposition than your long form content. And you'd have a heck of a time converting those viewers from watching who subscribe for that funny skit to watch your long form content. So, I mean, I'm just preaching to the choir here, but that's really kind of the risk involved of kind of doing shorts on your main channel like that.
Yeah, he has 245,000 followers on TikTok.
Look at him.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I knew I had seen him before.
And that is a cool thing about doing a shorts channel. Is like you could repurpose that content for shorts, for TikTok, and for Instagram Reels as well.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a heads up though. Some people have done this, and they're gonna start cracking down on it. So a lot of people would make their, they make their TikTok on their phone, and then they upload it to their Instagram. Then they upload it to YouTube Shorts and everything. But it would have that TikTok watermark on there,
right?
And sometimes it would use that TikTok music. At first, they were kind of like letting it go for a while. They're no longer going to let that go. Like if you have that watermark on there, you're going to see a lot less views to your video. So just film the video natively with your phone, and then upload each one of them to your prospective, social media sites. So it doesn't have that watermark on there. You don't want to do that. And make sure that the music that you use, you have rights to, that you can go ahead and use it if you're going to use music.
Yeah, that's a
Just
good point
FYI.
too with the music and the sound bites as well. If you're putting that up on YouTube, because YouTube does have a copyright strike system where they have an entire database of the audio of all these musics and everything. I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know if TikTok and Instagram has that. If they have as sophisticated as a copyright thing.
No, they don't. No, they don't even care. Like you will
Right.
honestly like. I mean, I did a live stream. I mean, eons ago, and I was in Las Vegas, and I was doing a live stream. And you know how like Las Vegas, they have music just playing in the
Mhm.
background, like it's piped through like through the plants and stuff. And they shut down my live stream because there was music playing in the background. I mean, it was like tinny sound. It was obviously not coming from me. I had somebody else that was at a club, you know, it was like in the club and you could like hear the beats of the music. Their live stream got shut down because they were standing outside of a club and music was playing. It's just crazy to me. But like you do that on Instagram, you do that on TikTok, they don't care.
Right.
They don't shut you down for that.
It's the Wild West out there. It's interesting.
Mhm.
Ian says, just found out he follows me on TikTok. Didn't even know who he was. Oh, wow, he's incredible. Yeah, so the guy's crushing it. I
Yeah,
mean,
he does a great job.
he's probably got a silver play button too. Wait, yeah, I get confused with the.
I have mine hanging up. It's in my hallway, so that way when every time you go to get bread and out of the pantry, you can see my silver play
I
button.
got mine right there, like flexing those muscles a little bit, you know.
Look, you like my cords? Nobody can see that when I'm filming. That's why
Right.
it's like pinned over this way.
Let's just
Whatever,
hide those,
whatever.
kind of crop in here and hide that.
Yeah, whatever.
So we got a comment here. So if the secret is one video per week, how do we do one listing video per week to get organic views?
It's not the secret. There's no secret. There's channels that only do one video a month, but
Mark
they do
Rober.
one video, yeah, one video a month that is they put in their heart, soul, everything into it, right? So that isn't the secret, right?
Yeah.
And then you can do a listing video a week when you go and you can ask people in your office to like do listing videos of their homes. You can ask builders to do it of their homes. You do it for free. I mean, and I would if it was me, I would just have a bunch of videos of homes that like that are like in the docket, you know, like just like you could show different neighborhoods but make it like a listing video instead of a, you know, an educational video.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think one video a week is the secret because you could be doing bad videos. One bad video a week is not going to help you out with anything. You know, we've had people in our group saying, "Hey, you should be doing a video a day," but they're
Bullshit.
bad videos. Like that. What? Yeah, the content. So it's content versus what is it? Quality.
Quality versus
Quantity.
quantity.
Yes. And yeah, there's absolutely people who post once a month and they're crushing it on YouTube.
Eh,
I'd say make sure it's a good video. That's more important than posting every week, in my opinion.
People get twisted though because they see people like there's several real estate agents. They're posting one a day. Some of them are posting twice a day because they're like, "Well, me Kevin does that. I'm gonna just follow in his footsteps. I mean, he knows what he's doing." I'm like, "Yeah, he actually knows what he's doing. You're just throwing spaghetti against the wall, working your rear end off, and nothing is sticking for a reason." You know, like, yeah, he knows his audience. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly when he's going to do it. He knows exactly how to title those things. He knows what order he should be doing those videos. You don't. You're just throwing out content and hoping somebody watches it. Like you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time.
Yeah, it gets tricky trying to copy or learn from other creators, though. If somebody like me, Kevin, he's been doing this for a couple of years now. He's built serious relationships with his audiences. He has millions of subscribers. He could upload a video with
I farted.
I farted, and it's nothing but a white thumbnail, and it could get hundreds of thousands of views. That doesn't mean that's the
Mhm.
best practice. Correlation does not equal causation. Just because he's doing
Mhm.
something doesn't mean that that's the cause of his success.
Yeah, people watch him for him, right? He's no longer trying to create a footing of where people trust him. They already do, you
Yeah.
know? So it's different. It's hard to follow in his footsteps now when you don't see what it took him to get to that point, right? You have to pay attention to what got him there in the first place.
Yeah, his first videos used to be all about bashing Grant Cardone, which is really funny.
Oh, he had a whole series. He like for a year, he would put out like one video a month about bashing Grant Cardone. It's funny.
I do want to say something else about this comment. So in my opinion, I don't see that many agents really crushing it with listing videos on YouTube. I know,
Brad McCallum.
that's the only person I know. Brad McCallum has a channel, nothing but these super sexy and awesome listing videos. That's the only thing he does. He's up to probably like 25,000 subscribers now. I don't know of anybody else doing that model and really crushing it at a high level like that.
There is another guy, and like I wish I saved the person's name, but they do 2 videos a week. One is a listing video, and the second one is just a live stream of a walkthrough tour of a house. So he does one like listing video, and he just does one live walkthrough of a house. That's it. And he, you know, people will come in, he'll show the closets, everything else. That's all he does. He's killing it. He gets 20, 30, 40,000 views per video.
That's incredible. Like, yeah, God, you wouldn't think that. And now it raises the question, like, all right, is he putting some money behind those views? Is that how he's
No,
getting,
I looked. No, I looked. It's just that he's been doing it for 10 years, you know, and just like this, the same recipe the whole way through. And it's just now finally snowballing into traction. It took him a lot longer to get to that point, but yeah, he's doing it. He's
good.
doing it well.
I love it. So I will at least say, though, I think that model is a lot harder to replicate than just the educational, informational model that we all
Right. If someone was to do what he's doing right now, look how long it took him to get to that point. It would take years to get to that point. So, you know, just FYI.
2 years ago, I was doing those videos with other listings. Now they don't last. Okay. Oh, maybe like the listings don't last. Ian says InShot is a great mobile editor. I don't know that one.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. There's even an Adobe. There's so many now. There used to be only a handful. And Adobe Rush. That's another one. That's a good one.
So I got a channel pulled up that we can kind of take a look at and review today. Let's take a look at, let me get rid of Jeremy's content. Yeah, so Jeremy says good quality content on a consistent basis is a secret. I like that better. Consistent basis, not weekly, not daily, just consistent. Just try to be as consistent as you can.
I actually called her because she was in my area. I left her a message. She didn't call me back. Because she's right here. This is where I'm at. Baton Rouge.
All right. So living in Baton Rouge. Shannon Dallalio. Sorry, living in Button.
Use your phonetics.
I can't. Christina, can you read it for me? I can't read today.
Living in Baton Rouge.
Thank you.
Yeah. Baton Rouge.
All right. All right. So the very first thing I see here is that these are just kind of your defaults for YouTube. You can go into customize channel and you can curate the content on your homepage with playlist. It's kind of the first thing I'd recommend. Maybe have home buying, home selling, local attractions, something like that as a couple of different playlists. I do like that it shows the shorts like their own like separate shelf here. All right. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the banner? I guess we can start there.
The banner's fine. There's just no value proposition.
Yeah.
There's no living in Baton Rouge, it doesn't convey anything that makes somebody want to watch videos on this channel. Like what is it in it for them that, you want to give them a reason to want to watch, like, everything you don't know about Baton Rouge, that would be a reason for them to watch, not just living in Baton Rouge. There's lots of people living here. What is it that your channel provides the viewer? In a very short, just a couple of short words what does it provide them in order for them to want to watch your videos?
I definitely agree with that. I think, your people only really look at your banner like once, and that's when they first discover your channel and they're deciding if they should subscribe or not. So if you had something in there like your, secret or your local guide to living in Baton Rouge, or your local expert in Baton Rouge, or you know, the latest and greatest insights in the Baton Rouge, something like that could have been a more clickable, I guess, call to action to try to get them to subscribe, some kind of value proposition for your channel.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I don't really like it when people have that subscribe button like this in their banner.
Should go to their website.
Yeah. Well, and one, like, I kind of want to click on that. It's not really a clickable button, but the subscribe button is right below that. Yeah, right. I like having links to your actual website right there.
Just your website. Don't click it to LinkedIn. Don't put it to Instagram. Don't do it to Facebook, because all you're trying to do is get them to call you, right? So the best way they're going to do that, to get all your information and everything else, is just to go to your website. So just put one link. You can do that in your settings. Add your website to it. You'll have to verify your website. Once you do that, then you can put your link to your website there. And that's what it should be like. Work with me, put the words "work with me" with an arrow to your website. So that way you can capture leads.
I just realized we didn't have the music going. This is a new feature on StreamYard. I'm kind of digging.
I know. Eddie puts it on for me. You got it kind of loud. You got your music kind of loud.
Let me turn it down a little bit. All right, so let's take a look at her thumbnails here. Let's take a look at this one here. New builders available right now. New builds available right now. So first off, you don't want to be repeating the title in the thumbnail as well. Like, you're just kind of repeating the same exact words right there. I would just take out all the text completely out of the thumbnail. And you also have a subscribe button on your thumbnail. That's not really where you want to put the subscribe button. You really want to design these to be as clickable as possible. But Christina, you're really the thumbnail expert. What do you got?
She's so tiny. Like all of her images. And then, like, if you look at the third one over, they cut off her arm because obviously it was a picture that was made with like this. So you have this blocked off version of her shoulder. Like, you see where it says, and she looks like she's like a floating head on the. Yeah. So like your image of your face, if you're going to put it on your thumbnails, should take up about 1/3 of the thumbnail itself, right? You want to see the whites of people's eyes, and you want to express your expression on your face shouldn't be the same expression. You're literally using the same exact image on every single one of your thumbnails. Like it looks like advertising. People don't want to be advertised for, right? This is for, people to want to connect with you and relate with you. So if you was like Baton Rouge top luxury markets, I would not even put my image on there at all. I would show a luxury home, a beautiful, wonderful image from a house right on the front of that. So people will go, "Ooh, that's a pretty house," and click on it. That would make people want to click. This other one it's really colorful, the Three Kings cake one, super colorful, but you guys are super tiny. And one thing I learned from doing thumbnails is that one image of a person is good, 2 images of a person is good, 3 images is fine, but after that, no more. Like you can you really only do no more than 3 physical faces.
3 realtors in king cake. I see 4.
Yeah, and you have 4 of them there.
So what I would say is, let me see. All right, so this is probably the smallest your thumbnails are going to be is on the mobile app when people look at your channel, right? This is how small your thumbnails can be. And you really want to design your thumbnails to look good when they're this small. And so when they're this small and I try to read some of that text, it's really hard to read. When I try to look at your face, it's very, very small on here. And I think a lot of people design thumbnails thinking that it's going to be on a computer or on a TV like this, but most of your views come from your mobile device. And so all this is super, super tiny on your phone. And so you want to make everything big. You want to make your face as big as you can in there. And I would say you just got to design this a little bit better to optimize for the click. And yeah, like try different headshots of yourself, or you don't even need headshots of yourself if it's a good enough thumbnail, or you could have a thumbnail without the image of yourself. A lot of people think that they have to have text and they have to have their image in the thumbnail. You really don't, So
I will like, this is one of those tricks I always tell that I tell people, like, find a card with all the expressions you could possibly think of, right? Let's just do this one right here. All right, I'm gonna share my screen really quick.
Yeah.
Chrome tab. Okay. So like I grab something like like this over here, and then I go to like a photographer and I say, I need all of these expressions. So I have a whole bank of them ahead of time because honestly, I do not have time to sit there with a phone every single week. And I took all of those photos, I edit them, I added a lot of saturation to them, and they're in there. I keep them there forever, so that way when I'm making thumbnails at 3 o'clock in the morning, all I have to do is pull out those photographs and add them to there. Sometimes you'll see me, I'll duplicate the same image, but but that's because it's on a completely different type of content. So yeah, I would just hire a photographer, get a bunch of pictures made with different facial expressions so that way you can keep them. That's my little tip.
I love that idea. Yeah, it makes life so much easier when you can designing a thumbnail and you just go and you have a file with all your pictures of, you go in like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go like this, and you got like you got the like all of that stuff, like you're all like tons. Just get an expression card, look at the card and go, okay, now we're gonna take a picture like this. And then you get another one and take another picture like this.
Yeah, I mean it seems a little silly, but this is what works on YouTube. That's
Save
what
time.
works in marketing is emotion, and you have to try to get that emotion over with your facial expression. So let's
work on your titles too.
Oh yeah, let's take a look. What are the titles here? New builds available right now. February real estate market update. Baton Rouge top luxury home builder. 3 realtors in King Crab. So these seem more like
King Cake.
labels.
King Cake. Totally different. King Cake.
King Crab.
No, not King Crab. No. Nobody puts crab in their King Cake. It's delicious. Just don't eat the baby.
Pros and cons of living in Baton Rouge. That's a great title right there. But all these other ones, these seem more like labels, and you really want to make your titles like headlines that people will click on. You have to entice people to click the video, and you do that with your thumbnail, with the title, and the concept of the video. So pros and cons, the concept of a pros and cons list is more clickable than the concept of a market update video. Those are kind of the 3 things that I think contribute to click-through rate.
So like this one, it says community tour, Ruzan. You would look, I would put a picture of the community, not you pointing to words. Like in your super tiny, I would show a big picture of the actual community.
Yeah, 100%. And take out this like and subscribe thing down there and make your face a lot bigger. All that kind of contributes to it. Another thing I noticed here is the length of your video. So Christina is saying she just did a 25-minute long video. Your last video is 4 minutes, 1 minute, 1 minute, 11 minutes, 4 minutes, 1 minute, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 1 minute. Longer videos tend to do better on YouTube. And I would say try to shoot for like a 10-minute video. If you come up short, you're 8, 9, 7 minutes, that's okay. But try to shoot for 10 minutes or longer on your videos.
Well, I will say this. YouTube is an ad selling platform. That's what they want to do more than anything. They don't even really start looking at putting ads on videos until it's at 8 minutes. So I always say, do not go under 8 minutes. Just don't, because they want to be able to have something they can put their ads on.
That's interesting. So is that at the 8-minute mark where you can put those mid-roll ads?
I have no. I'm terrible. I know there's lots of people that have a strategy to get more money. I just go click, 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 call it a day, walk away. Very rare. Like sometimes when I know I have a really good video where I know I can put like a cliffhanger in there, then I'll throw an ad in. but it's very rare. Very, very rare.
I do mid-roll ads. I do if I try to do it every 6 to 8 minutes. I'll put an ad in there, but no more than like 2 ads in a video. But yeah, mid-roll ads. So yeah, I've been doing those a lot lately. So Ian says, gotta run, still in San Diego at the moment. Love watching your educational content. Both of you, appreciate that you consistently bring value to people in this channel that take time to execute on your deep knowledge. Thank you, Ian.
Deep. Thank you, Ian.
Can we all stop the finger pointing into the air? But it works. Daryl Eves still does it. If Daryl Eves does it, we can do it too. That's my.
I don't think I've done it. I don't know. Like I might have some old videos, but I don't not like older videos I've done it, but I don't do it now.
Let me. All right. Let me.
You're gonna call me out on it. You're gonna check it out. Make sure I'm not lying.
No.
Throw me under the bus.
I'm gonna throw you under the bus. Christina does finger pointing. No, I'm joking. Daryl Eves does finger pointing. Hey, does this thumbnail look familiar, guys? Like, he does finger pointing. It apparently works for him, and he apparently only has one stock image of himself as well.
Well, here's the thing, and he flat out says this all the time. This is not his like love of his life. He likes doing these things, but he's not trying to grow this channel. He knows that he has a community of people that will listen to him, right? And he could put a thumbnail and make a title, and he knows that people will watch it no matter what, because they know him, they like him, and they trust him. This is not his heart and soul channel. He likes, doing these videos, and he likes giving out that information, but he's not throwing his best foot forward on this channel at all.
And we probably both follow a lot of like YouTube experts, and like Nick Nimmons, and you can see that they're just getting like so bored with their thumbnails. They're like, okay, how the heck else do we make something like this creative? And Nick Nimmons has one thumbnail now where it's just like 5 images of his face going.
Yeah, that's for his live streams.
Yeah.
And see, but the thing is that those live streams are for the community that has followed him forever. There's people that go to those live streams every single Saturday. They are up right at the crack of dawn. They can't be the first one to say first, and they just like watching him. So it doesn't matter what kind of thumbnail he does for that live stream. It doesn't even matter about the title. He knows there's a standard audience that's going to show up at that time every single week, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. It totally makes sense. Just like I was saying with Meet Kevin. Meet Kevin could have any thumbnail he wants, and he's got an audience there that's going to subscribe to him. And again, it makes it hard for us when we're trying to figure out what best practices are. Like, can you imagine like a brand new channel trying to copy that thumbnail style of Nick Nimmons and be like, well, it worked for him.
People do it.
Yeah,
people do it all the time. Like I'll like go to people's channels. They'll be like, "Can you look at my channel really quick?" I'm like, "Yeah." Apparently, you watch Nick Nimmons. Like, it's hard to know. It's hard to know, especially when you're first starting out, what makes a good thumbnail, right? Yeah. You're racking your brain. The people keep telling you make a good thumbnail, and you're like, "Well, I thought I did. Like I thought this was it. But it's really a craft. You really have to figure it out. And I'm going to give you another tip. And a lot of times I'm like trying to rack my brain because I talk about the housing market every single Sunday. Every Sunday I talk about the housing market. So there's words that people use that catch their attention, like housing bubble, housing crash, housing collapse. So when you think of those words, when you have a bubble, show a house in a bubble, right? And if you're like, how do I do that? Go to Google Images and put housing bubble, click images, and look at all the different versions of houses in bubbles or how they did it. And then create something similar to that for your channel. Like all the time, people are like, how are you so creative? I'm like, I'm really not. When somebody says housing crash, right? I just go in Google Images, type in housing crash, see what comes up, and then I make my own version of that. Like I didn't come up with it.
Yeah, a big part of YouTube is like learning how to make thumbnails. Like that is a big part of it, and kind of playing around with it and experimenting with it and everything. Christina and I are trying to create a new banner for our Facebook group, Real Estate YouTube Mastermind. We're going to have a competition. See who can create the best thumbnail, best banner for the group. And it's a skill, kind of learning that.
I know. I'm kind of like, I don't know. Have you tried any of these? Have you tried to make any last night? I was on it last night.
No, I haven't yet. I have like one little like rough draft that I did.
I'm going to share mine.
Oh, go ahead and share yours. I'll show you my rough draft.
All right, here it is. All right, here we go. All right, so I made 2 versions, right?
Oh my God, I'm not sharing that. I am not sharing that. No.
So I I had to put Malcolm in here as a, like, because I didn't have an image of him, so I just cut off his face and put him on my body. So Malcolm looks very petite here. So that's one. That's the first one.
Totally
and
works.
then I did, and then there's this one.
Oh
like
my
this one.
God.
Yeah, but I mean, other than the fact that's not your
Right,
body,
right.
but I like this version because it, goes with a little gimbal, and I did that. I thought that was
Yeah, kind of visually shows it. So Facebook groups, the banner is just like a YouTube thumbnail, right? If you have a good thumbnail, more people are going to click on it and join the group. So it totally makes sense to put some effort into it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. All right. Anyway, Joe says, I started a new channel that is all educational type videos, but love your feedback on it. Not sure if the thumbnails are readable enough. So let's take a look at Joe Schwartzbauer in his channel. I think I nailed that. All right. Yes, I do not like those thumbnails.
I don't either.
It's such a busy background. Oh, and so you have an image inside the thumbnail or inside the text with, so it's a really busy, it's really, man, that's really hard to read. Nope.
And why? And why? Like, why would anybody watch this?
Very first one, I can read that text super easily. I even right here, I'm struggling to read what these things actually say on those. Choosing lender, 8 steps to buying a home. Okay. Appraisal guarantee. What is it? Mastering the Twin Cities market. No.
Okay.
Simplify those.
Okay. So let's redo them. Okay. So let's do what is appraisal guarantee? Okay. That title should be what no one tells you about an appraisal guarantee. So that gives them a reason to watch, right? And then I would have like somebody sitting across the desk, like almost yelling at them, like, oh, like why is that person screaming at the other person? Like, so like, like one of those kind of images where they're putting paperwork across the desk. That would make more sense than your thumbnails don't tell a story at all. They're just words on a piece of paper. A thumbnail, you got to think about it like the cover of a newspaper, or I always say the rag magazines, right? When you go down the aisles, they always show like, Camilla Parker Bowles, like with making her crazy faces, and make her look terrible, and like what Camilla did now, and that is enticing. It like they show her in an angry way that makes people want to pick up that newspaper. That's exactly how you should look at your title and thumbnails on YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely. Their headlines. What is an appraisal guarantee is not a headline. 8 steps to buying a home is not a headline. Choosing the right lender is not a headline.
This reads like an encyclopedia.
Yeah, you got to spice those up a bit. And get rid of all the text in the thumbnail. No text in the thumbnail. Just have, for the appraisal guarantee, have some guy screaming and holding a piece of paper up, or have some home buyers crying and tearing in front of their house and it says canceled on the for sale sign or something,
and
like
the tears like squirting out, like almost like a cartoon image. Yeah.
That type of stuff would do very well on YouTube. That type of stuff will get a lot of clicks. But appraisal guarantee, and it's also a 1 minute long video. Those are really tough on YouTube.
4 minutes or 2. They're very tough.
So Joe, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take one of these thumbnails and post it up in our group and say, hey, what's everybody else's feedback on this thumbnail? And get some feedback on it. And then make a separate post saying, hey, this is the title for my video. What is an appraisal guarantee? What ideas for a better title do you guys have? And people will comment, man. They'll comment with better ideas for more clickable ideas for titles.
I have an idea. I have an idea. So he has a video at 1:38. He has a video at 4 minutes and 3 seconds. He has a video at 3 minutes and 14 seconds. I want you to take all 3 of those videos, edit them together, right? Take out the front end and the back end, work them together, and then you'll have one long video. And then say, the things that no one tells you about buying a house, the most crucial
Right.
things that nobody tells you about buying a house. And then that is a whole new video. You take those 3 videos and put it into one video, and then let's make you a really good thumbnail. We'll work on
Yeah.
it. We'll work on it as a team here in the group.
Try to get one more and do 5 crucial things nobody tells you about buying a house.
Mhm.
So, and yeah, again with this banner, it's just hard to read. Master of the Twin Cities real estate market.
It looks cool, but it doesn't. It's very, very difficult to read. I
Yeah.
get what you're doing. I mean, I get it. It looks
You're
cool,
experimenting
but
with it, and it does look cool. And
yeah.
I'm guessing these are all images from Twin Cities, which is probably pretty cool. But it's
One
really
of them
hard.
looks like a weed farm, not gonna lie. Yes, looks like a weed farm.
I wouldn't be surprised. And so another thing is, I've seen this in other channels. So there's a guy I did a consultation with, and we were always saying we got to make your images bright and colorful. And so he took that as on Canva, he just cranked the brightness up. But what happens when you do that is you lose all your saturation. And so like this is kind of a great example where this is a bright image, but there's no contrast, there's no saturation. And this one has much more contrast, much more saturation, and I think is a much better thumbnail. So you don't want it to be faded. You want it to be punchy and high contrast, high saturation, and it's just the lights. And you do want it to be bright if you can, but high contrast, high saturation is kind of more important, I guess. Let's take a look at some of the videos. All right, let's watch the first 30 seconds. Oh, all right, I'm already off to a bad start.
Yep.
Watch the first 30 seconds, see how long until you get to the content of the video.
Hey guys, Joe again here.
Okay.
We're going to talk a little bit about that loan approval and lenders. So working with a good lender is wildly important, especially in a market like we're in currently where there's a lot of competition out there. First step in finding a lender is we can send you a few of our great ones.
Okay, so he's getting right to the content.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Not at all. Like just take off that little logo thing, but perfect. You're just talking to the camera, having a conversation. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I think that's
getting right into it. Made it.
You even started with the hook, right? You said it's critical to have a good lender in your corner, whatever you said. Like that's kind of the hook, and you get right into the content, which I think is good. I think your framing is really good. I like kind of that from like chest up framing. I think it's nice. The lighting is really good. I think you're off to a good start. It's really just kind of these little tweaks on kind of optimizing for YouTube.
Little tweaks, big peaks.
Little tweaks, big peaks. Thank you. We'll work on them. Yeah. Use our group.
Yeah.
Our group can be an awesome resource for things like this. What's your thoughts on how I can grow my subscribers?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Honest to God, that's the last thing you should worry about. The only thing you should worry about is making a video that gets people to watch it all the way to the end. That should be your main focus. If you do that, the subscribers will come on their own. I do not focus on building a subscriber count. That just happens to be something that happens because I make videos that people watch to the end and they want to subscribe on their own. You don't worry about getting more subscribers. I know that like in your mind, you think it's important, but honest to God, I swear to you on everything that's holy, it means nothing. And they've even talked about several times, like maybe we should get rid of the subscriber count. But of course, creators are like, no, but it doesn't mean a hill of beans difference. Like,
yeah, I agree. Like if your goal is probably lead generation, maybe to help you with your lead conversion, that's really what you really got to focus on, not subscribers. And I know plenty of people have less than 1,000 subscribers, and 100% of their business is coming from their YouTube channel at this point.
I think Jeremy Knight has maybe just over 10,000 subscribers, maybe even under, whatever. He's sold so much real estate from his real estate channel. It's like he is the gold standard, to not give two flying poops on how many subscribers he got, because he is rolling. He's like Scrooge McDuck in commissions. He's killing it.
He's doing very well.
Very well. Very, very well.
So let's take a look at your channel real quick. We got like 5 more minutes in this show. But let's take a look at your channel and see if we can find anything to help you.
Cut off your shoulder. You cut off your shoulder. See, you look like a floating head when you cut off your shoulder in the banner. Did you see the banner?
Yeah, like what? You're missing something
Don't
here.
do that. Don't do that. Get it like a real picture.
So I see that you're using the same photo for this as your icon, as your thumbnails. Yeah, it's really helpful if you have additional photos on YouTube. And so what's interesting with her is she has a mix of listing videos and of kind of talking head videos. And
How long has she had this channel? Just click the about section.
oh, let's see.
2010.
2010. Yeah. Oh, good.
I
Interesting.
figured that.
Yeah, for most people, it's really struggling to see a combination of educational and listing videos. And I do kind of think the best practices, because let's say somebody likes your educational stuff and they subscribe to it and they couldn't care less about your listing videos, but now it's kind of clogging up their subscriber feed. They may unsubscribe because of that.
I would just, if you are interested in doing educational videos and that's what you're passionate about, do those, but leave this channel as a listing channel. I knew it before you even clicked on it that you had listing videos for a long time. You've been putting that on their channel for a very long time. It's very typical of, like it looks a lot like a lot of real estate agents in this area. But I would just keep this channel as a listing channel only. And I like the ones with the picture of your houses on the front. They're perfect. This is perfect listing channel content, but I just leave it that way. I take all of your educational videos that you already have, download them and start a whole new channel with those. Like download these and I put them on another channel.
Yep.
I actually unlist them on this one or private them.
Yeah.
Private.
I agree with that as well. It's just very challenging it's two different value propositions on the same channel, kind of two different audiences. And like you can link the channels at the end of your educational videos. You guys say, hey, click right here to check out another video, or click right here to check out my listing channel. You can do things like that. But I do still think they should be on different channels.
And even there's a tab at the top that says channels, right? So you could in that tab you could add your other featured channel with the educational stuff on there, and then on your educational channel to see my listings, go to this channel. You can have it on either or, so that way they are connected together. But yeah,
you can add it as a playlist on your homepage as well. Your other channels. So one thing I like is that. So I think Brad McCowan is kind of the gold standard for listing videos right now. And you may have checked out some of his thumbnails. You got some inspiration from him, I think, or you figured it out on your own. But what he figured out works best is just a beautiful image of the house and then the price on top of the thumbnail. And that's the only thing he has in his listing video thumbnails. And he also likes doing, he says, tour a modern, bungalow, Calgary, or inside this $360,000 home. Like that's kind of how we figured out the titles work best for him. And so this one here looks like you may have gotten some inspiration from him, which is great. That's what you should be doing. It's very simple listing video thumbnails like that. I think that.
And not everybody's going to do videos like Brad, by the way. I mean, his is like HGTV quality, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't mean that your videos won't get watched because they're not Brad quality. You know what I'm saying? Like I've done videos, listing videos with my cell phone, and it has, 30, 40,000 views. And that was years ago. So, I mean, just like, it's totally fine.
And like a lot of these, it looks like she may have just hired a company to go out there and do the listing videos. I hire people to do my listing videos as well. I'm usually not in them.
Fine.
But like what Brad's figured out for him is if he's in the video showing off his personality, that works really well. And I think he may have done that in this one. Let's watch this for a second. Let's see.
Today we're in one of the gated sections of one of my favorite Spring, Texas communities, the Falls at Imperial Oaks.
I like seeing her
so much. I actually live here myself.
I like seeing her.
I'm Jill Winty, a realtor with Better Homes.
Yeah, look, that's great. So if you're this whole channel, just go with that style of video. Have a separate channel for your educational videos. And I will say, these thumbnails are good. I like these. How much does it actually cost to live in Springs, Texas? What I love, hate about it. Yeah, these are decent thumbnails. Let's take a look at this one here.
An affordable place to live.
And how much does it really cost?
She's cute as a button.
Yeah.
Video, I'm going to be going over the cost
Maybe
of
just
the
lower the
display
camera just a
versus
scotch.
the national averages.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say
like,
that as well. Yeah, I like.
yeah, I don't like her. Be a lot more like this.
I like.
You know?
Yeah. So yeah.
Mhm.
When it comes to framing, I like my eyes to be about 1/3 of the frame. So I'm actually a little high right now, something like that. You're a little bit lower down here,
Yeah.
right? But my
tidy.
rule of thumb is to have my hair almost touching the top of the frame.
Mhm.
I think that works.
I'm always like right in your face. I always like that.
That works too. I've had this channel for a long time. I'm wanting to change it up and drive clients from it. So I've
Mhm.
started doing educational videos. Okay.
Right. That makes total sense because there would be two totally different audiences though. And in order to like, you're never going to grow a subscriber count. And that, I know that's what something you were thinking, but you're never going to grow a subscriber count from doing those kinds of listing videos that you have now. Those are people that are just there to see that specific house and they're out. Not only that, like you didn't have your personality, you didn't have yourself in there. So there was no reason for them to come back. It was just a property tour. You know, there was nothing in it for them to watch it over and over and over again. But your educational videos are a good reason for them to watch it, right? And then you can use some of your listings in your videos as well. Like you could even like I've done this before where I've talked about manufactured homes and I'm giving education about buying a manufactured home and all the things you need to know. And then I just end up saying they're like, hey, by the way, if you didn't know this house is actually for sale and you can purchase it, I got a link in the description. I've done that, you know, and even if it wasn't my listing, I'm like, hey, this one is actually for sale. I have the contact, you know, you can see it with Weichert Real Estate or whatever, you know, I've done it. You can do it. You can do it. Do you think?
Brad's doing it. So I would say that's kind of a new model that Brad is pioneering, and he's showing that it's working. It's hard for people to repeat that model, you know. But yeah, you definitely can. I think you have to have your personality in there. You really have to kind of dial things in.
You have to give a reason for them to want to come back every single week to see your property tour. What is it that what is the value of them coming back to see more than just one house?
Yeah. All right, everybody. I think that's it. Make sure you tune back in next week to see if Christina still has the hair on her other side of her head as well, or if she's gone full on mohawk.
What do you think?
Mohawk mullet.
You think I should shave this other side off? You think I should do that, and then I could wear it like this? I think that's a little severe.
I think it's a little much. I like how it is. Yeah, you can be a wild party girl having a midlife crisis, or you can be a
mom going to go pick up her kids from preschool.
It's Friday, bitches.
Yeah. Hello. Let's go to the rave.
All right, let's crank up this music.
Time for church.
All right. Bye, everybody.